Hello, so today we'll be going over how to make custom borders for your paths in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Um, if you've seen all those 5-star Island Tour videos, you most likely have seen people of fancy custom paths, and you're like, hey, I want to make some of those too. So today, I'll show you how to make them, or at least how to get started, and then we'll go from there. So first you'll need 5x5 area where you can make a pattern such as this, and you'll also need the terraforming tool, of course, because you can't make a path like this without it. The purpose of this shape is so you can test out all your corners, all your straightaways, including inside corners, outside corners, and rounded corners. So first off, we'll be making a template, and this is just to provide a guide when you're making corners, when you're making straightaways, and so on. And as we go through this, it'll start to make more sense. So starting from the top left corner, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then press ZR to activate the mirror tool, which will have the same, which will draw the same thing on the other side. So just go straight down, and then from the corner again, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and do that. I guess that wasn't really necessary. And then again for the top corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so now we have this tic-tac-toe looking board, and next we will choose a different color. Let's go with tan because let's go with hot pink because nobody's gonna make their path hot pink, hopefully. So this is all just a guideline. So now we're gonna outline the curves, but the best way I found is go 1, 2, 3, whoop, and don't use the line tool, use the pen tool. So go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 pixels up 3 times, so I'm moving right, and then do 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So 2 blocks 2 times, and then you make go diagonal 1 pixel at a time for a total of 6. And then we'll end off the curve by doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you just repeat the same thing for all the corners, so Alright, so by now you're probably wondering, hey, what's the point of this? Like, why are you making all these lines? Where's my pattern? You'll see in a second. So now we're going to make a palette for our border, and let's go with a brick border this time. I know it probably won't go well with the stone that I laid out, but let's see how it goes. So bricks, they're generally red. So we go over to the first color in our list, and we try to find a base color for our bricks. Now let's go with this. So this one is 2 over, and vivid all the way. And I'm going to make this the border color for my bricks. So yeah, a dark red, but not so dark that it looks like black. And then I'm going to press L to move on to the next color, and I'm gonna make this color identical to a previous one, and then, oops, and then I'll make this red slightly lighter, and this will be for infill. And then I'll make another similar red, and let's have it at the brightest it can be. And then I'll have a, let's do one more red, and this will act as a light reflecting off it. And then we'll have a, let's see, we'll have a, let's see, not quite black, but maybe 2 steps above black for a shadow, and let's do 4 steps above black for the next shadow. All right, so now we have this template, our palette at the top, and now we're ready to make a pattern. But first, we want to save this. Let's save this as template. And then we'll copy it by pressing Y. And we'll paste it. We'll paste it over this because I'm not using this pattern. Alright, so first we want to get started with the left side. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the transparent brush, make my pen go all the way up, and just clear everything. You're probably wondering, wait, we just did all that hard work making the template. Why are we erasing half of it? Well, that's because we're working on the first tile of many. So now I'll make my border, and then and if you wanted to call it a day here, you totally could, because that's definitely a path border. It might not be the prettiest one like you see in all those 5-star island videos, but it's something. Boom, you've got a border. Now that we can kind of see where the border is, we can go in and touch it up a bit more to make it look somewhat impressive. And let's make it, so let's see, this is 32 pixels tall. 32 divided by 3 is like 10.66. So let's have maybe 3 bricks per block. I did air quotes, but you can't see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then one here. And then we'll make these corner blocks transparent, just so it gives off this effect that it's actually a brick. And now I'm going to, I'm going to color all these bricks this medium shade of red, and then use this slightly darker shade of red to give it shading. So as you can see, it's adding some definition to our bricks, and also anything, and then we'll use this light red to give us some, let's see, maybe some shading. Alright, so as you can see here, I went a bit far left to make that shine adequately show. So we're going to go back into our pattern, change the design, and then move it 1 over. And now that we know that 5 pixels to the right is basically where the border is, we're gonna fill in our bricks over here, and one more for good measure, and make little holes here. All right, and now what we have here is a shiny sausage-like pattern, I guess. So now that we're done with that, we're going to make a corner piece. So what we're going to do is grab our template, make a copy, because our template has our palette in there, so all colors will be consistent, and then we'll replace this free pattern because I also do not use it anymore. So we want to make the top left corner. So what we're going to do is make our pen big and just erase all this, because all we want is the top left corner. Alright, so we know that our corner is red, or our borders are red, and we know that 5 in is where the pattern basically stops. So we're going 5 in at the top, 5 in at the bottom, and then we're going to make some pretty little bricks right after we delete the rest of the lines. And as you can see, it links perfectly to the other pattern that we laid down. So now that we have that peace of mind, we can go ahead and... Just a second. So we also know that there was no top border for our bricks from the left edge, so we're going to make a border here, and now we want to add shading, so and there you have it. We have our sausage link pathway. And for the rest of this, I'm just going to do a inside corner, which is really easy, and then a rounded corner. And then I'm sure you guys can figure out the rest yourself. And now, so we're doing a top left inside corner because we have that curve in our path. And now we have the template for our corner. So we'll go ahead and make our border dark red as we've been doing. And make sure this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll lop that corner piece off here so it gives a more rounded finish. There we go. As you can see, our sausage is now rounding the corner. And for the last part, I'm sure you guys are getting the gist of it. We're going to make a pattern for our rounded corner. And this one was the trickiest one to figure out, but eventually I got it. Top left corner, so we want an arc that goes this way. So like before, we're going to delete the stuff we don't need and just keep the arc that for our top left corner. And then we're going to fill this purple with our pen. And I guess if you wanted to be fancy, you could select the purple and then change the color itself, but I already started doing it manually as I was talking, so that's what we're going with. Yeah, and as you can see, it connects directly with the inside corner, and it makes an arc around, ready for the top edge. Doing curves is kind of hard, but we'll try it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what the dry fit looks like first. So as you can see a bit of dark red in there, but I think I could bring it in at least 1 pixel at least where it curves. So I'm gonna do just that. And this part doesn't really matter because nobody's going to see it anyway unless you misplace your pattern. So I'm just going to draw some squigglies here. And now we go to shading. Yep, and you know, we've got a large brick in there, but overall, looks pretty good, I'd say. And you can use this concept with any idea that you have. I only used red bricks as an example because it was easiest to work with. So I'm going to erase this and just show an example of my completed pattern, which is this kind of gold lining. And that's it. So as you can see, I have 16 pieces for each of the corners and each of the straightaways. And you know, you can save space in your patterns if you plan on avoiding like hard corners. If you only want soft corners, that's 4 patterns that you don't need to make. And if you're gonna make a ton of these patterns, I'd recommend just making another villager and using them for their pattern space. I think you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you have 50 patterns to use on your other villagers, so you know, go wild with those and you just put patterns you like on your main account. And if you only want to do like a straightaway, you only need 2 patterns, just the left and right border. Alright, so I forgot to record myself making the shadows, so basically you go to your darker black that we made near the beginning of the video, and just go around the inside perimeter of your path border. And there's your border with shadows. Shadows were pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, just in case you did not know how to do it. And there it is. So, as you can see, the shadows add this nice effect where the bricks seem a bit more raised. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if this helped you out, and if you have any suggestions for any future videos. Thanks, and see ya!